Imagine waking up in a world where every textbook, every science class, every photo from space was a lie. Where the Earth isn't a spinning sphere, but a flat plane surrounded by a giant wall of ice guarded by armed men from NASA. Sounds absurd, right? But what if I told you millions of people actually believe this, and they're growing in number? Setting the stakes. People are being turned away from Antarctica at gunpoint, some say. The heavens, just a dome. The sun, a tiny light bulb floating above us. To some, this isn't sci-fi, it's the truth. This belief isn't just alive, it's thriving. Thousands of YouTube channels, Facebook groups, Google searches that spike every year. A recent poll shows only 66% of young adults confidently say the Earth is round. That's terrifyingly close to a 50-50 split. Building curiosity. You see the viral interviews, the flat Earth conferences, the people with telescopes and GoPros trying to prove the curvature doesn't exist. It's easy to laugh. But I wasn't laughing. I was confused, curious, and weirdly kind of fascinated. I wanted to dig deeper, not mock them. I needed to understand why so many believe this in an age of satellites and smartphones. Personal mission. So I went to Mexico, sat on a beach, read every paper, every forum, watched hours of videos, until finally I decided to test it myself. The spirit level experiment. Take a level on a plane. If Earth is curved, the plane should be tilting forward constantly to follow that curve. If it doesn't, flat Earth confirmed, right? Experiment begins. Cue montage. Spanish hardware store, boarding the plane, tray table down, level placed carefully. No tilt. The bubble didn't move. No nose dipping. For flat earthers, this is proof. For science, it's physics 101, gravity, inertia, aerodynamics. But still, I get why this feels convincing. Because it's simple, tangible. I did it myself. That's powerful. But is it right? Why this isn't about the Earth? This video isn't about debunking flat Earth theory. That's been done 1,000 times. This is about understanding why this belief even exists in the first place. Because it's not just about science. It's about trust, about identity, about feeling lied to. And deep down, who hasn't felt that way at some point? Seeds of doubt. What if it's all true? What if the boat on that canal really doesn't dip behind the curve? What if satellites are fake? I'm kidding, maybe. But here's what I discovered. Belief in a flat Earth isn't ancient. It's surprisingly new. Greeks in 205 BC knew the Earth was round. So did the Church, Columbus, and scholars throughout the Middle Ages. So where did this come from? The birth of modern flat Earth. In the 1800s, during a time of explosive scientific progress, when atoms were being discovered and the Doppler effect theorized, some people felt science was becoming too elite, too abstract. They wanted to go back to common sense science, where you could see, touch, and measure everything with your own eyes. Enter parallax. One man stood at the center, Samuel Rowbotham, aka Parallax. Sounds like a Marvel villain, right? But this guy found a canal in England that stretched 6 miles straight. He put a boat with a pole on it and used a telescope to observe it. If the Earth is curved, the pole should disappear. But it didn't. The boat stayed in sight. He wrote a book and boom, a movement was born. It felt real. His math was right. His passion was real. And his conclusion? Earth is flat. But here's the problem. Light refracts. The atmosphere bends it. His experiment didn't account for that. It felt true, but it wasn't. Still, that feeling of discovering something with your own eyes, that's addictive. Deeper than science, flat Earth belief isn't just a misunderstanding of physics. It's a worldview, a rebellion against institutions, against what we're told. For many, it's not about Earth's shape. It's about taking back control of reality. If they can prove the world is flat, then what else are we being lied to about? Why it matters. That's why this matters. It's not a joke anymore. It's a symptom, a warning, about distrust, disconnection, and the terrifying power of the internet to shape what people think is true. And it makes you ask, if they can believe this, what could I believe if I just saw the right video, the right proof, The right voice in my ear at the wrong time. Closing. So no, the earth isn't flat. But the reason some believe it, that's worth listening to. Because understanding their world